You're walking through a bustling street market filled with the scent of sizzling oil, grilled meats, and exotic spices. You glance over at a food stall and see something you'd never expect, a tray full of large, crispy fried spiders. Now, to most people, spiders are just a creepy part of Halloween or something you find lurking in a corner of your basement. But here, they're a snack, one that's widely eaten like potato chips. Join me today as we uncover the surprising truth about fried tarantulas, from its origins to its unique flavor and cultural significance. To understand why fried tarantulas are so popular in Cambodia, we have to go back a few decades to a darker period in the country's history. Cambodia experienced extreme hardship and famine during the Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s. During that time, food was incredibly scarce, and people had to turn to any available food source to survive. This included insects and arachnids like tarantulas. In those challenging years, fried tarantulas emerged as a survival food, and over time, it became an ingrained part of Cambodian culture. Even though Cambodia has moved past those difficult times, the practice of eating fried tarantulas stuck around. In fact, it's now become somewhat of a cultural symbol and even a tourist attraction. People began frying tarantulas not only as a means of survival, but also as a delicacy, and the popularity just kept growing. Today, fried tarantulas are a staple of street food stalls across Cambodia, particularly in towns like Skuan, which has become known as the Spider Village. If you're wondering what goes into turning a live tarantula into a crunchy snack, the process is both simple and specific. First, the tarantulas are harvested, often wild-caught, though some farms raise them for consumption. Most commonly, the species used for eating is the Thai zebra tarantula, which is large and has a relatively mild flavor. After cleaning the spiders, they're seasoned with a mixture that often includes salt, sugar, garlic, and occasionally MSG for an added flavor boost. Some vendors even add a dash of pepper or a blend of local spices to give the tarantula a spicy kick. The seasoned spiders are then deep-fried in hot oil until the legs become crispy and the body takes on a crunchy texture. The frying process helps neutralize any toxins in the spider, and the end result is a crunchy, savory snack with a surprisingly complex flavor profile. You might be wondering, what exactly does a fried tarantula taste like? Well, people who've tried it describe the flavor as surprisingly pleasant. Some say it tastes a bit like crab or other shellfish, which might be due to the similar texture of the exoskeleton. The crispy legs are light and airy, kind of like potato chips, with a mild, almost nutty flavor. The body, on the other hand, is more of an acquired taste. It's soft and packed with nutrients, sometimes containing eggs or organ tissue. For some, the body tastes rich and savory, almost like liver or pâté, while others describe it as slightly bitter or metallic. That said, the overall flavor is quite mild, and the garlic and spices add an extra layer that most people find pretty enjoyable. So, why are fried tarantulas eaten like chips in Cambodia? Part of it goes back to their history as a survival food, but it's also deeply tied to cultural acceptance and tradition. Cambodians don't view tarantulas in the same way people do in the West, where spiders are often feared or even despised. Instead, they see tarantulas as a normal part of their diet, something familiar that brings people together. Eating tarantulas has become more than just a way to stave off hunger, it's become a practice that carries a sense of pride and resilience. In many Cambodian towns, particularly Skuan, eating fried tarantulas has become a tradition that locals have passed down through generations. It's a practice that has developed into a unique cultural identity, and even young Cambodians are introduced to it as a part of their heritage. Now, let's dive into the health factors that have helped fried tarantulas gain popularity, not just in Cambodia, but in other parts of the world, too. It turns out that tarantulas are quite nutritious. A typical tarantula is packed with protein, essential fatty acids, and minerals like zinc and iron. These nutrients make tarantulas a highly sustainable food source, especially in regions where food variety may be limited or where people are looking for alternatives to more conventional meat sources. Tourism has really boosted the popularity of fried tarantulas. Travelers are often looking for something that pushes them out of their comfort zone, something memorable that they can share as a unique story. For many, eating a fried tarantula is a thrilling experience, the kind of adventure that you only find in a foreign country. Towns like Skuan have embraced this trend, offering tarantulas as one of the highlights of the local food experience. Vendors often encourage tourists to snap photos or videos of their reactions while tasting the spiders. Some even offer tutorials on how to eat them, guiding people to start with the legs and then move on to the body. And because fried tarantulas are affordable, tourists can easily add this experience to their travel plans without breaking the bank. While some might see it as a novelty, others are genuinely curious to try and understand a piece of Cambodian culture through its food. Eating a tarantula has become a bit of a rite of passage for adventurous tourists visiting Cambodia. So, what does the future hold for fried tarantulas? With global interest in sustainable foods rising, insects and arachnids like tarantulas could become more popular in other parts of the world. There's already a growing movement toward incorporating insects into Western diets, so who knows, one day you might find fried tarantulas as a specialty item in restaurants or even at food festivals in other countries. For Cambodia, fried tarantulas aren't likely to go out of style anytime soon. They're a symbol of resilience, resourcefulness, and pride in a unique culinary heritage. And as long as tourists are interested, the demand for these fried snacks will continue to keep the tradition alive. Fried tarantulas may seem unusual to most of us, but in Cambodia, they're a beloved street food that's been part of the culture for decades. What started as a necessity has evolved into a symbol of pride and a must-try experience for travelers. Thank you for joining me today in exploring this fascinating delicacy. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.